Alright. This time, I think I'll cover the subject of ignorance. Ignorance, racism, and whatever else I can cover. You know what? You're just going to get a whole handful right here and just put it together, okay? Alright. One thing I've always got sick and tired of growing up as a kid is I grew up in a black neighborhood, okay? And I always got really tired about hearing about the oppressive, the man brings us down. The white man, the white man, And like, how many hundreds of years are you guys going to carry this crap? Seriously, how many kids of yours are you going to brainwash into believing this bullshit? Yes, racism exists. I'm not going to throw that out, Yeah, we have racism coming from both sides, okay? You guys hate us, we hate you, depending on where we are, who it is, okay? I don't hate anybody. I really just don't care what color your skin is. My best friend happens to be about as black as Wesley Snipes, if not blacker. You know what? I have nothing but big heart for that man. And hey, the way he takes care of his wife, I gotta love that guy. That guy gets more respect from me than most people I know. But, here's to you, Jason and Dot. But you know what? The man. You want to talk about the man? It ain't the white man. It's the government man. It's the economy men. And you know what? They don't have a skin color. The majority of them are white. But you know what? Green is the color we're talking. Green, as in, the dollar bill. Okay? There's a planned system of economy that the government plans out here. Okay? They want a certain portion of America to stay ignorant and uneducated. So they make this, they make the system to where the schools are less funded or taken care of, they're falling apart, they're dilapidated, or whatever. Okay? They want certain ethnic groups to be dumber. They count on that. Okay, so if you allow yourself to be stupider just because your education system sucks and you're running around throwing down, slang, ebonics, whatever jive you want to talk these days. I used to speak it myself, so I'm going to go out there and say that. Okay. If you want to sit there and keep yourself undereducated and unable to speak a professional language of English, and you want to dress different, you want to act different, you want to listen to different music, you want to talk different, you expect to get treated the same? Really? If you're going to act different, be different, sound different, move different, dress different, you're going to get treated different. And I'm going to tell you, it's not the different you want to be treated as. Your individualism don't mean shit in the business world. It doesn't. If I walked into a business wearing this shirt, I'd probably be looking like a delinquent or a metalhead, and I'd be kicked out. They'd be like, no, you're not going to come in here and get a job. God, look at you. You're just some punk in a shirt, heavy metal band. I tell you what, we have undereducated people and ignorant people in the white culture, too. We call them trailer trash, okay? I know these people quite well. I've spoken to them quite a few times, and they are basically the bottom feeders of the white community. No offense to any trailer trash out there, but, all races have their ethnic highs and lows. And yes, white is a race. Deal with it. Okay? I don't care what you say or what you want to believe, and if you believe otherwise, you're an ignorant shit. Okay? And, I've seen very well-educated, very smart, very successful, Negro Americans. I've seen very well-educated, very successful Mexicans, Chinese, you name a culture or ethnic group out there, I've seen the higher end of them, and I've seen the lower end of them. And, the problem that perpetuates racism has absolutely nothing to do with, other races. It really doesn't. Contrary to popular belief, racism doesn't come from other races. Racism comes from your own race. Okay? So, if a bunch of white guys are being dickheads and they're always condescending and they want to act like they're better than other people and they want to offer you something and take it away the next moment, hello, You know, look what happened to the Native Americans. Okay? I feel for you guys. Seriously do. And, you know, enough white people do this kind of thing. We do. White people have a really nasty history. Okay? You look at white history, we got a lot of cutthroats, a lot of liars, a lot of deception, a lot of treachery, a lot of espionage. Well, we are a very dirty race. Okay? And I understand why there's some hate towards whites. But you know what? Not every white guy is, you know, piece of shit. Just most of them. Oh, man. I've been wanting to say that for a while. Okay, so, you know, for every hardworking black guy that's out there that's, you know, trying to get ahead in the world and trying to prove that he's better than the stereotyped black people who, you know, everybody looks down upon, like, well, he's a black guy, he's probably stupid, he throws out that slang, listens to that rap, and, you know, whatever jive freaking stereotypes they can come up with. You know, it's ridiculous. For every one of those guys who actually legitimately tries to work hard and get somewhere in their life, he's got to compete with these guys. These guys right here, the stereotype perpetuators, these are the guys that he's always going to be compared to. So as long as these guys are around, he's always going to be compared to these guys. So if you're trying to fix a racism issue, racism starts from stereotypes, okay? If you have a bunch of people who are foul-mouthed, aggressive, thieving, stabbing, lying, whatever your worst traits of your stereotype is or your racial culture is, and you have a lot of people who do this, and it just becomes kind of like public knowledge, and it becomes a negative stigma against that race, where it's automatically associated, where, you know, if you see this, this is going to be associated with them, then maybe you should start with the core problem. Maybe you should start by trying to weed out these stereotype perpetuators. If all these negative stereotypes are what's holding you back because of racism, which is perpetuated by stereotypes, then maybe you need to go and find these people who are perpetuating these stereotypes and educate them and say, no, you shouldn't do this. You are making my entire race look bad. You are making yourself look bad. Okay? I mean, that's a hard thing to do. But if enough people in the community get together to do it, then you can fix it. You can get together, you can band together and fight stereotypes. And if you fight stereotypes, you will neutralize some racism. It won't happen immediately. It's not going to be an overnight change. Because you know what? We got to deal with the fact that there's still parents out there who educate their kids and whatnot to, you know, to automatically hate people of a different skin color. And that's not cool. That's not cool. If you were one of those parents perpetuating stereotype hate, you know, and racism, then you're scum. I'm going to say it. You are scum. You know, I understand there's reasons that you have to hate, you know, these other races because of bad experiences you've had, and I understand that. But you know what? I've had those same bad experiences between every possible ethnic group there is. You know, I've had Nigerians, you know, screw me over. I've had white people screw me over. I've had Irish people screw me over. Those are whites too. You know, I've had Mexicans screw me over. It doesn't matter. I've had them all do the same exact story, same exact bullshit. Okay, and I'm only 30 years old. So you know what? If you're 60, 70 years old, still perpetuating the hate, and you favor a race over another race, you're lying to yourself. Okay? People are people. Your skin color doesn't mean shit. Okay? Your ethnic heritage, your culture, or whatever doesn't mean shit. Okay? People are people. You take away skin color, you take away ethnic background, you take away favorite cultural foods, you're just a person. We all have needs. We all want a roof over our head, we all want money, we all want to have nice things, we want to have a big-ass TV and a big-ass computer with a big-ass car, and you know, and some big-ass tits. I don't know what you want. I don't know what you want, okay? I'm not going to throw it into your mouth, you know, what you want. But I'm going to say that we all have our needs. We all have our wants. And your skin color doesn't change anything. So if you're still sitting out there believing that people are stupid because they're another skin color or whatnot, help them. help them. Yeah, they'll get offended, but help them. You gotta help improve things. And you can't do it by condescending people, making them feel like a retard. But you gotta help them and encourage better habits. Okay. The education system sucks these days. So you know what? Most people who are going to educate themselves, they're probably going to do it over a damn smartphone. They're going to be Googling it up. Every waking moment of the day, they're going to be Googling up stuff on a smartphone. Or Bing, or whatever search engine they don't feel violates their NSA Privacy Act. Racism's a terrible thing. I don't care for it. But you know what? Racism is nothing more than ignorance perpetuated by stereotypes, undesirable stereotypes. Stop the stereotypes, you'll start making a dent in the whole war against racism. Okay, now if you like doing those stereotypes, I can't stop you. Okay? But I'm just saying, if you got other people doing that thing, maybe it's something you should do in the privacy of your own home and not out in public where other people can use it as a way to judge you, and maybe your other ethnic family or friends or heritage, because they see that. I don't know. You know what I need? I want to see some more Native Americans. Just straight up Native Americans, just cool guys, not ones who, are all hate or anything like that, but, ones that, understand times have changed. Because you know what? I feel bad. If it's anybody I truly feel bad for, it's the Native Americans. Those are the people I really feel bad for, because you know what? White people screwed them over pretty big. Okay, I'm Irish, Native American, and German, and, I definitely feel. I definitely feel for them. Okay, and yeah. Now, how much of this Native American actually prove is legit, I don't know. I'd probably say I'm more Irish and German than anything. But, yeah. Anyhow. Well, these videos are weird trying to do this. I've never done this before, but somebody's going to end up watching these things. So enjoy. Yeah. Educate yourself. Start speaking a language of business. If you're in a place of commerce and business, say like a fast food place or, retail market or just doing business with other English-speaking people, please, for the love of God or whatever holy being or whatever religion you have, upper figure, echelon thing, please speak the language that your customers are speaking. If you go to a Mexican restaurant where they serve mostly Mexican food, and most people who come in and speak Hispanic, I cut some slack there. Come in, you speak Hispanic, you come in. But you know what? If somebody comes in, they start speaking English, be prepared for that. Be a little bit bilingual, or have somebody on staff who's bilingual. You got people coming through the drive-thru in a place, and you be like, ¿por qué? And they're like, yeah, let me get a bacon double cheeseburger. No comprende? Or, well, whatever the equivalent is. Or, I don't know. I don't know too many other languages, so I have no right to speak on the subject. But I learned something. I went to Taiwan for 3 months, and my Chinese was definitely not up to snuff. And it became very difficult to communicate with other people. It made doing business very harsh, very difficult, because I had to have a Chinese mainlander come and translate things, and Chinese and Taiwanese are a little different in language and cultural differences. So yeah, even though they're so close to each other in proximity. So I had to learn what it was like to be a foreigner in another country, trying to work in a country where the language was different. And I still stand by the fact that you should still do it. I don't care how hard it is. I'm still going to learn Chinese. Anyhow, wrapping up to another 15-minute segment. Enjoy. Leave a comment below if you don't don't agree or you do agree?